Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Kanchana Sundaram, Associate Professor, Department of English, Vienna VJIET. In this video lecture, we will talk about presentation skills, how to become effective presenters and master the art of presenting to win the audience. We also know that great speakers aren't born, they are always trained. Through training, every individual can become good speakers or better speakers. So, before we start, let us address this question, why to give a presentation? The purpose of this presentation is to inform people, convince people, or persuade people, and to educate people. And moving on to the next slide, success or a failure of a presentation depends on how our audience receive our content. Sometimes our presentation may not be accepted by the audience because there is a lot of technical jargon, or sometimes our presentation may not address this question, what's in it for me, or it is the slides are boring. So students or anyone may not be interested in our presentation. So in this lecture, we are going to see what factors help us to give a good presentation, or how our audience will accept our presentation, or how to make winning presentations. The success of a presentation depends on how our audience understand the content. The failure of a presentation is indicated by people may not listen to us, or they are not interested in the topics we present, or the slides are not effective. Sometimes we end up reading long sentences and we do not address this question, what's in it for me? And it is too technical and the slides are boring. How to do an effective presentation? When you look at the slide here, the Zuzu here talks about, a very good body language, confidence, and our communication. So let us go with this Formula One strategy. I think we all watch this Formula One Grand Prix every week. So let us look at the strategy of 4Ps here. Before we give a presentation, we will plan, then we will prepare, and we all have to practice. Then it is important to present and to get this winning strategy. So what is involved in this planning stage? So first we have to address this question, why and then who. So what is the purpose of this presentation? Am I sharing information here? Am I selling a product or a service? Or am I requesting someone to invest in my company? So here you have to define the purpose of this presentation. Before that, we also have to assess the audience here. What kind of an impact is expected out of this presentation? What kind of action people have to take after this presentation? So the next question here is who? Who are my audience? What is their age? What kind of audience are they? What kind of subject knowledge they have? Are they the beginners, or they have some knowledge about the topic? What is the size of my audience? Is it 30 people or 60, or is it a gathering of 400? And what kind of language they can understand? Is it basic kind of English language, or they are comfortable with any other regional language? And what is the time available for the presentation? And next we are going to talk about the step called preparation here. How are you going to prepare for your presentation? It's not about making wonderful slides, but we also have to prepare about these topics. We have to get relevant real-life examples here. And here we are reminded of a quote by Benjamin Franklin, that is, failure to prepare is to prepare ourselves for fail. Sometimes we all believe that we have a lot of experience in giving presentations and no need for prep. But at the end of the day, it is very important to prepare to give winning presentations. So how are we going to prepare for our topics? Here we are reminded of an example by Abraham Lincoln. When he was about to give his presentation in the Senate, he prepared for almost like a month to give a wonderful presentation. So he was preparing his presentation, his speech, for almost 1 month, and then he was practicing it. And finally, when he went to the Senate, he was able to make a mark on the world itself. So here we can refer to the articles, okay, refer to the videos, okay, what kind of action we have to make after the presentation. So preparation is the key for winning presentations. So how are we going to structure our presentation? All the presentations will have three important parts. One is how am I going to get the attention of my audience, that is attention getter. So what kind of a background information should I provide, and what is that I'm going to explain it to my audience? Okay, we can structure it in three important parts: the introduction, the middle or the body, and finally how am I going to conclude my presentation. So this is the practice part, and we also can do it as a part of our presentation phase also. Here we use this thing called as start before you begin. When you know your audience, right, when your students know you, when your friends know you, okay, they will be motivated to listen to you. So whenever we are giving presentation to audience whom you're not familiar with, it is important to start before you begin. Okay, mingle with them, interact with them before the session start, know about their hobbies, their names, so that you will understand what kind of an expectation they are having before the session itself. So you're already making an impression on them. And we also know that, okay, audience will listen to the people they like. So introduce yourself, and you also should tell them what is in it for them to listen to your lecture or your session here. So the first part of our presentation is nothing but the introduction. We already have addressed this, like we will greet the audience. We start in a very friendly way. We will talk about our title and talk who you are and why are you here. What is your expertise in this topic, and how much time you're going to tell them. And you're going to tell them like, okay, it is going to be more interactive, and you're going to give them the agenda of your presentation here. So coming to the body of the presentation, here we are going to organize it. We are going to start from a general kind of an opening to, we will narrow it down to the specific topic we are going to speak here. We can also start from known to the unknown. We can start with accepted to the controversial, or you can start with the controversial and you can take it to the accepted norm here. You can talk about the cause and effect kind of a presentation. So what is the problem, and how are you going to address the solutions? And the most important aspect here is that use real life examples connected to the world, so that, okay, students will understand, or the audience will understand what is it they have to take away from your presentation. And we all know that, okay, a lot of content, okay, the verbal content on the slides may not be very appealing to the audience. So it's very important to use pictures, tables and animations to get the attention of the audience here. So when we are summarizing it, okay, we will sum up, we will draw the conclusions, and it is not only about asking questions, okay, we can also, okay, try to create an impact in such a way that they should be motivated to implement it in their real life. So practice makes everyone perfect. Okay, that's what we all believe in. And before you give the final presentation, it is very important to practice it. You can practice it in front of the mirror, or you can record your videos using your mobile phones, which will help us to be very natural and relaxed. Okay, and at the same time, you're not supposed to over practice it and by heart the content, so that it becomes something like right, just reading the content. Okay, so you should be very familiar with the slides. Okay, and presentation should always be time bound. We know the attention span of the audience, and the point should be very clear, and there should be a logical flow of sequence here, and the ending should be very strong, because that is the impact we would like to make at the end of the presentation. So coming to this presentation, we all know that, okay, presentation is very difficult for most of us. Whenever we have to give presentation in front of a large audience, okay, we start getting a lot of fear and everything. So it is very important to practice it, then go for a presentation. So when you're very well prepared ahead of the time, when you have practiced it, you will be confident, you're very sure about the slides, you know, okay, what kind of a logical flow you're going to use it. And when you're not very prepared for the presentations, the things you do is that there's a mental block, you panic, there is a lot of embarrassment, okay, you talk too fast and you don't know what to do with your hands, okay, so sometimes you'll be putting it in your pockets, okay, you'll be scratching your forehead, you'll be playing with your tie or okay, fidgeting with the pen. So these are some of the things, okay, that makes our presentation a failure. So before we continue with the next part, it is very important to know this Mehrabian's rule of communication. So when you look at Mehrabian's rule of communication, most of the time we do believe that words constitute major part of our communication, but that is not true. Body language constitutes a major part of the communication. So we can look at the number here. It is 55%, and our style and our intonation and contributes to 38%, whereas words contribute only 7%. So we have to work more on our body language and our intonation, enunciation, and our style rather than, okay, putting up the words and practicing these words, okay. So it is an important rule that we have to work on our body language and our intonation here. So some of the vocal techniques are, in a classroom, when you're giving a presentation without any audio equipment, your voice should be loud. You should know your rate of speech. Okay, you should know when to pause. I think we have examples from our real life. When you watch many of our leaders speaking, they know when to pause so that, okay, the audience will be applauding them for their presentation. So we have to practice all these things when you want to become effective presenters here. So, and the next part is our body language. We have 3 components in order to make the right impression on our audience. The first one is your posture, the way you stand, okay, your gestures, your body language, your hand gestures, okay, your eye contact matters a lot, okay. So let us see how eye contact plays an important role. So we have this Chinese proverb that eyes are the mirrors of the soul. And we always look at people with whom we are comfortable. Maybe sometimes we stick to the people in the front row. That is not the right way of maintaining eye contact. We should maintain our eye contact like a lighthouse, like 180 degrees. Like you should be looking at everyone so that, okay, they will feel, okay, so I have to listen to the lecture. So it's very important to maintain an eye contact with the audience. Okay, this comes with a lot of practice. You can apply this even during your interview, like even during interviews, right? We look at the person whom we are comfortable with. So it is very important to maintain eye contact, which is a 180 degrees, like look at everyone in the room so that they will pay attention to what you are saying here. And coming to the use of visual aids, we can use a lot of visual aids because we all know there's a proverb that a picture is worth than 1,000 words. So we will not crowd our slides with more number of pictures, but we will add few pictures that will really make an impact on the people. So we also have this rule that one idea per slide and one picture per slide will make a lot of impact here. So we also know that, okay, we will remember things what we visually get. Okay, 75% of what we know comes to us visually. So it's important to add pictures. Otherwise, it's the routine text which people may not be interested. We also use the word called slide umment, which is it is crowded with paragraphs of content which is not appealing to the audience here. So coming to the challenges ahead, okay, the important challenge you face in a presentation is that, okay, people will ask you questions. So it is very important to get the questions correctly, and then you can give necessary references. And it is also important to be honest. If you do not know the answer, tell them that, okay, you'll get back to them. Okay, you also have to deal with detractors. Okay, sometimes dealing with detractors leads to nervousness, and maybe if a person or shy, they may not be able to answer these questions, and there will be a lot of interruptions from the audience. So it is very important to know that, okay, how to deal with these things beforehand. And all these things we can learn it by practice. So coming to the conclusion, it is very important to keep it big, It should be simple, and we should make it very clear, and we should be consistent. So let us end this presentation. It is very important to practice. So the practice for this presentation skills comes with recording your videos on your mobile phone for 1 minute, giving 1 minute presentations. Okay, you can call it as a video cast. Okay, you can record your video, give these presentations, record it with the tools available now, and then you can see that like how you're presenting. Okay, check your body language, eye contact, and then you can really make it an effective presentation in front of the audience. Thank you, one and all.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe VNR Digital Learning Resource YouTube channel.